Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we have a very exciting video. Well, I mean, I'm excited about it anyway, and I hope you are too. We are going to be doing a first impression and then a review of the brand new Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. So this is the foundation version of their concealer, which by the way, I love. I've never had much luck with concealers at all, but this concealer is one that I actually really do like and I use on a daily basis. When I found out that they were going to be bringing out a foundation of a very similar formula, you can imagine my pants fell right off to the floor in anticipation. Also, I know I'm looking a little bit like wayward right now. I wasn't planning on filming this. The postman literally turned up about half an hour ago. I was in full out chilling mode, watching Big Brother, eating a flatbread and an avocado, and he turned up and I thought, do you know what, I need to try the foundation out right now. Honeys could see like I was sat there. I started like fidgeting and just like, you know, staring at the foundation. He's like, okay, just go up and do the fecking video, okay? I'm like, okay, right. And then he put football on. I mean, literally. This is from Makeup Revolution. It's brand new. It was just released this week. It comes in a 24 shades, which is fantastic. I just think it's great. I mean, putting every single other makeup brand to shame, apart from probably quite a few now who do have quite extensive shade ranges, but still, fantastic. I commend that. It's also vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free and oil-free. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Makeup Revolution are just kicking it out of the ballpark. What does that even mean? Kicking it out of the ballpark. Is it a good thing to kick a ball out the ballpark? Or kicking it? Or what are you actually kicking out the ballpark? A dildo? I don't know. But anyway, it just says ageless, unisex, affordable, yours. I don't like that. See, to me, that's a bit bullshitty. Just like the unisex thing, well, actually, any makeup is unisex. And I agree with the affordable and ageless, but yours, well, of course it's mine, bitch. I paid for it. And what? I mean, really. New to the Conceal and Define family, meet our Conceal and Define full coverage foundation, offering lightweight yet buildable coverage in 24 skin true shades. This versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone, with an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish. What the feck is demi-matte? I can't be the only one thinking it. Like, what is demi-matte? Is it matte? Or is it not matte? What is demi-matte? Will somebody tell me in the comments down below, please? It won't settle into fine lines. Well, I mean, I hope not, because this face has a lot of fine lines. I know I'm being totally extra today, but I think it's just because I wasn't expecting to film. And I don't know, sorry, I'm so sorry about being totally extra right now. This was not meant to be a filming situation this afternoon, which is why, look, I highlighted my collarbones so that it would look a little bit more like, ooh, she's making an effort, when in fact, like, this is my little chill out dress. Oh, it's got my food stains on. Oh well. Hosted in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, this foundation offers highly pigmented coverage that can be layered or diffused to suit your look. Swipe on and blend out to ramp up the coverage for a real skin finish that diffuses blemishes and uneven skin tone, or let your complexion's natural character shine through using a small amount. Follow with your blah, 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 blah. So we get the gist. It's a full coverage foundation. You can apply a little bit and have less coverage, or you can just slap it on like there's no tomorrow and have the fullest of the full coverage ever. I absolutely love the packaging. Like, I love it. This feels expensive. Like, Jeffree Star would approve this in a heartbeat. It's weighty. It's like frosted glass, and then you've got the rose gold kind of detail on the lid and the label. It feels Estee Lauder-esque. Like, it feels expensive. Okay, so it costs £9, which is definitely a step up from their usual like foundation prices. I think the fast base stick, which by the way I did not like that, but I think that was like £7. I think probably, you know, they obviously have made the packaging more luxurious. I totally think that this looks to be more of a high-end foundation. Just in awe of how like exquisitely expensive this feels, you know what I mean? I have this in the shade F3. I would strongly advise you, right, if you probably know this, but just in case you don't, if you're buying any Makeup Revolution foundation, always check out their extensive kind of list of shades, because the fair skin shades, the light skin shades, medium, and then dark skin shades, they also have different undertones. So they've got pink undertones, neutral undertones, and yellow undertones, and cool undertones. They've got golden undertones. They've got peach undertones, warm. They've even got a red undertone. I mean, I applaud this. There's so many options, and I picked F3, which is for fair skin tones with a cool undertone, because I do have very fair skin, and I do feel like I've got quite a lot of pink in my skin, so that's why I went for F3. I feel like Makeup Revolution have really eased the kind of challenge of picking out a foundation shade online, because goddamn, it can be like a men's challenge, let's face it. Okay, let's open her up. So, oh my gosh. What? Oh. Whoa, my vagina is what? This wand could do some damage. Like, this is an epically big wand. Like, can you see it? I mean, if I just compare this, just for shits and giggles, if I compare it to the wand in the Conceal and Define Concealer, can you see what a big boy he is? I know a lot of people probably would maybe turn their nose up at this kind of doe foot applicator for a foundation, but I actually think it's really, really kind of useful. I would much prefer this situation to a pump, because I feel like you can be really accurate about where you're going to be applying the foundation. You're probably not going to waste as much. Whenever I'm pumping foundation, like on my hand, I always pump about 4 times more than I actually need. I completely overestimate the size of my face so much. If you're new to my channel, what I tend to do when I try out foundations is I'll film like my first impression, and then I'll wear the foundation for a couple of days, a few days, however long it takes for me to form my opinion of it. Because although like I don't want to be shady against first impressions, because I think first impressions are really fun to watch, but I do think that with foundations especially, you need to really kind of test a foundation out. In my opinion, I don't like just slapping it on and then giving an update a few hours later and saying what I think. I want to like actually be a bit more thorough and really see how the foundation wears over time. So it's just going to be the first impression that we're going to do now, and then you'll see me at the end of the video come back after I've tested it, and I'll be able to give you like my full thoughts on it. I am 35 years old. Am I 35? No, I don't think I am. I think I'm 34. I need to really check that out, don't I, at some point? But I'm around mid-30s, let's just put it that way. And I do have fine lines. I've got pores. I don't tend to like full coverage foundations, because I do find that they can look cakey. I feel like unless you've got really perfect skin, full coverage foundations can kind of emphasize flaws a little bit. But then again, you would say, well, if you've got perfect skin, why would you be wearing a full coverage foundation? I have no idea. Okay, so today I'm going to be applying the foundation with my Juno beauty sponge, the most controversial beauty sponge that has ever existed. I mean, I love it personally. I think it's great, but I know it's come with its own set of controversies. So, okay, so I'm just going to begin. I'm just going to go like this, bum, bum, bum. I don't know how much to apply. I'm not going to make the mistake of applying like too much, because let's face it, unless you want a guaranteed one-way trip to Cape Town, you should be really kind of light-handed with full coverage foundation. So I'm just going to like go with these 4 stripes for now and just see see what happens. So, okay, I've got my sponge. I know it looks super dirty, but I promise you I have just washed it. Although, I mean, that's the only thing I don't like about this sponge. It's really tough to actually wash it. Okay, so I feel like the shade looks quite light. Just like swatched there on my face. But we shall see. Okay, so the formula seems to be like, I don't know, it feels a little bit thicker. Maybe like not so blendy, you know, blendy. But I mean, it's blending out fine, but these are just my first impressions. I mean, I feel like I didn't really apply that much, and I am using a beauty sponge, which, you know, always will give you less coverage than a brush. But I'm just not a brush kind of girl. I used to be, like, well, I didn't used to be, but I used to, like, try to be when I was doing my first impressions. I do like the, you know, one side brush, one side sponge kind of situation, but then I just realised, feck that. Like, I'm not a brush kind of girl. You know what I mean? Okay, so I feel like it's got a really pretty finish to it. It's definitely, like, smoothed out my skin. I don't feel like I've got anywhere near the coverage that this has potential to give you, if that makes sense. But I do think that it's actually looking really, really nice. And as I said, what I'm very reluctant to do is just, like, whack a load of it on and then it look cakey and then me hate it, because I want to give this, you know, a really kind of fair review. So I'm not really going to, like, overdo it. I think the shade is perfect. Oh my gosh. Like, usually when I go like this, I have, like, a massive line that just tells everybody Anwen cannot pick her right shade to save her life, you know. But I'm actually, like, I think it looks really nice. I think it's made my face look really healthy. It's a natural finish. Maybe that's what demi matte means, like natural. I don't know, but natural finish is definitely my favourite finish with a foundation. It's not over accentuating pores. It's definitely not over accentuating fine lines. Oh my gosh, I'm really liking these, guys. I'm gonna do the other side like this. So I'm going with the 3 stripes on my cheek. I feel like you definitely don't need a lot of product as well. Like, obviously, I don't think I've got as full coverage as you could get over on this side, but I feel like a little bit goes a long way. It's also got a really nice kind of smell. Yeah, it's got a nice kind of fresh, like, skincare-y smell to it, which is very nice. And I'm loving the doe foot. I feel like that applicator is, oh, it's just amazing. For me, it's so easy. Like, I don't waste any product. Usually at this point, I'd be having, like, a pool of foundation on my hand, like, dripping off onto my vagina. And then I would just have to, like, begrudgingly wipe it all off and waste it all. So I really like the doe foot. I'm just kind of patting this all up in there. Yeah, it blends out really, really easily. And I'm kind of really liking this, guys. I feel like, could it be a bit too light for me? I don't know. Like, potentially a little bit too light, because I don't know. It kind of looks a bit grey. Like, it's a bit grey, maybe. I don't know if I'm imagining this, but I'm really liking it. Like, and I definitely could build it up, but I'm just reluctant, you know, because, like, I'm in my mid-30s now. I have no idea how old exactly I am, apparently, but I'm reluctant to kind of build it up anymore, just because I know it will get cakey, and because all high coverage foundations get cakey on me, and I don't want to hate it. Sure, I don't know, like, I kind of like it. Like, I love this coverage. I'm a big fan of medium coverage anyway, which is what I would say this is. It feels super comfortable. I don't feel like I've even got anything on my face right now, and I just love the finish of it. Do you want to know my conspiracy? Like, I was wondering, do you think that the foundation is literally just the concealer but in a bigger bottle, and they've just, like, named it a foundation? I've wondered that, really. Like, what is the difference really between a concealer and a foundation? Like, is that just me? I don't know. That's my conspiracy anyway. I actually really like this. I think it looks really good. I am going to refrain from actually applying any more at this point, because I want to just, like, I don't know, I like it. Like, this for me is, like, the right kind of coverage. So I am going to be testing this out for the next few days, as I said, and then I will be coming back. You'll see me in just a second. It's really super awkward right now, because For you, like, you're going to see me in a sec, but in my life, like, I'm going now. Like, that's me gone. Back to eat my avocado flatbread downstairs and just, like, restain my top. Also, that's the reason why I'm not going to be, like, finishing the rest of my makeup today. I just simply wanted to get the foundation up on my face. I'm going to be, like, leaving it on, though, for the rest of the evening, just so that I can, you know, become acquainted with it. But anyway, this video is going to be like the longest video ever, so I am going to go now, but the next time you see me, I will be able to give you like my full thoughts on the foundation and let you know what I thought. But right now, I'm kind of loving it, guys. I am kind of loving it. Hello there, so I'm back. It's 3 days later. I've worn this foundation for the past 3 days, and at this point, I've had it on for about 8.5 hours, and like, unfortunately, like, I feel so bad saying it because I always want to support Makeup Revolution because their products are just so fairly priced and they're vegan and cruelty free, and I just really kind of have a lot of admiration for Makeup Revolution. But at the end of the day, makeup is subjective, and, you know, I can only kind of give you my thoughts. I don't feel like I've actually met a Makeup Revolution foundation yet that I've actually liked. And this one is no different, unfortunately. It looks rather kind of dry, and I just realised I've got fucking lipstick on my teeth. Yeah, I just feel like this foundation, it makes my skin look dry, which is quite the accomplishment considering that I have oily skin. It looks nice when it first goes on, but it's not the kind of foundation for me that wears well over time. I've noticed that as the day's gone on, it's really kind of started to like sink into my pores, particularly around my nose, and it just doesn't look great. Like, it does not look great. Also, it tends to rub off quite a lot on my nose, which, like, a lot of foundations do have a habit of doing that, but this one just, like, it will not stick on the end of my nose for some reason. I feel like, you know, in terms of like my fine lines and everything, I feel like it looks quite flattering over my fine lines. Also, I feel like on my chin, it really does like emphasize the texture that I've got. Oh God, this fucking lipstick. I do also feel like on my chin area, it really does kind of emphasize texture. I do have quite a lot of texture there because I used to break out really badly just on my chin. So yeah, I do feel like it really kind of emphasizes that. For me, like, the closest other foundation that I could kind of compare this one to will be the Maybelline Superstay. It just feels like very, very similar indeed, but I definitely prefer this one, and this one is actually cheaper. If you've got this Maybelline Superstay foundation and you like it, I'd say there's probably like little to no need to get the Conceal and Define foundation because they are like very, very similar, although I find that this one has more coverage to it and it doesn't look as bad around my pores. It is really important to say that I think Makeup Revolution have really tried hard with this. It's not going to suit everyone. There's going to be people that love it, and there's going to be people like me that it just doesn't quite work for. I feel as well like the shade potentially is not quite right. I feel like it's slightly too light for me, and that's throwing things off as well. Have you ever noticed if you've had a foundation that is too light for you, it can really like show up all of your like imperfections. It can make your pores look terrible. It can make your skin look drier. So I feel like I have to take some of the blame with this, that maybe I picked the wrong shade, and I feel bad about that because they are actually so helpful in trying to help you pick a shade. I take some of the blame, but ultimately, like, I don't really like this. I can feel it on my skin as well, and it does kind of feel, it's not heavy, but I can feel it more than I can feel like other foundations that I like. So it does kind of have that slight mask-like feel to it. However, saying all of that, I do think it looks good in photos. I think it looks really good on camera. It's just like when I come up close or, you know, in person, it just isn't, I don't think it's like the best look ever. It looks kind of dry, and actually around these lines, can you see here? Look, can you see when I smile? It kind of looks, it looks quite dry. That's the thing. Look, it looks dry around my lines. And it kind of emphasises them. And I do not want them to be emphasised. Like, I'd love it to emphasise, like, you know, if I had big titties and it was like, oh yes, look, she's got big titties, let's emphasise these. But I don't really want it to emphasise like lines around my mouth. I'm really keen now to go off and watch other people's reviews on the foundation because I've not watched any. I have no idea like what other people are kind of thinking about it. This could be a foundation that I would like potentially mix in with other foundations, but then I don't know like why I would really. Probably not. I don't regret having bought this, but I can't see like other than maybe, you know, for filming, I might wear it for filming because it kind of looks good on camera. So, but other than like wearing it just for filming and then taking it off, I can't see myself kind of reaching for this again, you know, and going to wear it for the office. I just didn't feel like I had a very confident skin day when I was wearing this. Also, I just want to say as well, I did try 3 different kind of primers on each day that I've worn this. So on the first day when I did the first impression, I used my Nivea Express Hydration Primer. On the second day, I used my Laura Mercier Radiant Primer. And then on the third day, today, I used my L'Oreal Lumi Magique Primer. I didn't notice any difference, you know, in how much I liked the foundation with either one of the primers. And actually, when I think about it as well, like all of those 3 primers are actually quite like hydrating primers, and my skin still feels dry. So, I mean, that's a conundrum in itself. Anyway, guys, I don't know. I feel bad because I think the packaging, like, it's so exquisite looking. And I really hope that a lot of people do enjoy this foundation. I'm sure lots of people will. I'm really interested to find out how this would suit people with dry skin types, just because it's kind of made me with oily skin look like I've got dry skin. So it'd be interesting to see, like, does it actually work for them or not? Also, when I saw Honey's after I'd done the first impression, his first statement was, it looks a bit powdery. Like, it has that kind of liquid to powder. Anyway, I'm going on now. But it's not my bag. It's sad because I was really, really excited. I had really high hopes for it, but don't really love it. You know what I am so tempted to do? And I'm tempted enough to do this. I might just go wash for all my makeup right now and do it. I'm so tempted to like put the foundation on one side of my face and the concealer on the other side of my face and see if it looks the same, because I have a sneaky suspicion that these are the same. It's my conspiracy theory. I'm going to try it out and I'm going to come back to you on that one. But anyway, guys, I hope that this video has been somewhat useful to you. I hope that if you bought this foundation, it's worked a little bit better for you and that you like it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.